Hey guys, it's Jewel. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Today we're going to focus on the importance of just holding on. So there's this student, and this student has been preparing for this exam. Now this student has done everything that they need to do. They've made flashcards, they've done the reviews, they've done the workbooks, they've gone through every single thing that was asked of them to do. Finally comes test day, and we sit down, instructor hands out the test, and we go ahead and we prepare to take the test. So the student looks down, looks at question number 1, and instantly his heart sinks because has no clue what the answer is. Instantly, panic starts to happen. So many of us have felt that same exact emotion, if not on a test, somewhere in life. We get to this point where we did all the right things. We studied, we looked at the reviews, we were doing everything that we were supposed to do, and then something in life happens and the plans change. And it's not necessarily something that we did wrong. Sometimes in life you get hit with these obstacles that it just comes out of nowhere, and it's funny how it always seems to happen at the worst moments. You're prepared for one thing and something completely different happens. And we get completely knocked off of our feet. And the question is, how do we then hold on? How do we then get back to this place where we can stand back on our feet and figure out and say, hey, you know what? This is how we're gonna recover from this. This is how we're gonna get through it. You've heard a bad prognosis that you weren't expecting. You got a bad result on a class that you were hoping to pass. There's something going on in your internal life, within your relationships, within mentally, physically, whatever is going on. You got news that you weren't expecting. And now you're in this place saying, how do I hold on? How do I go from here? What do the next steps look like? That next step is kind of like in the clouds, and you think it's there, you hope it's there, but we just don't know. And of course, the worst part about that is human nature tells us to automatically panic. We want to freak out because we don't know. So many of us, just our anxiety alone gets us to the point where we're now making the situation 10 times worse, only because the fear of not knowing has then now been combined with the fear of what we're going through. But I'm here to tell you that in those times, we need to learn how to dial in. We need to learn how to shape our mental focus so that we can see through it and say that, hey, you know what? This too shall pass. We will get through this. David Morse once said, I'm not sure I always feel like I'm in the seat. Sometimes I'm only holding on by one hand and flying out behind the roller coaster. And many of us, we've gotten to that point. We've gotten to that point in life where we literally feel like we're just holding on with one hand left. And I'm here to encourage you today, you know what, sometimes that's okay. We've all been in that place of that roller coaster where we feel like we have no control. The most important thing in that is the fact that we are holding on. The sun does rise in the morning and we are going to get through it, but the only way to get through it is to keep holding on, to keep pushing forward, because usually it's on the other side of pain, on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of uncertainty is usually when joy, happiness comes through. I thank you for tuning in today. I want to encourage you again, and remember, just hold on.